It's great to be a part of a community that has so many diverse people, political viewpoints, and opinions. One group that has worked tirelessly to promote equality for LGBT people is the Log Cabin Republicans, a group that advocates for LGBT members of the Republican Party. Captain R. Clark Cooper from the United States Army Reserves is being honored as our champion of pride this year for his work with Republican members of Congress to advance LGBT equality. Appointed Executive Director of the National Log Cabin Republicans last year, R. Clark Cooper recently spearheaded the Log Cabin Republicans National Convention in Dallas and is working hard to energize LGBT Republicans and transcend party lines in the quest for equality. Please join me in honoring my friend and fellow brother-in-arms, Captain R. Clark Cooper.
There's a lot of Marines, and I feel surrounded, not only being Army, but being a Republican here. So I'm a double minority tonight. But thank you very much. I will say, it was mentioned earlier about us as Americans and the civil liberties, the shining beacon on the hill that we are to the rest of the world. There's an international theme that's been discussed, and there was talk about the countries that have moved forward in certain civil status or civil rights in the world. But we actually are that beacon because we do hold those principles dear.
Evelyn and I were legally married 3 years ago. During that very short window of opportunity in 2008. In 2009, a sailor was killed less than 2 miles from our house at Camp Pendleton. His name was Seaman August Provost. He died because he was gay just 2 miles from our house. Evelyn and I decided at that time something had to be done. We were not going to allow another LGBT brother or sister to be maliciously killed, continue to be oppressed, and here we are surrounded by military bases. So we started this small group called the Sanctuary Project Veterans, and today we talk to people from all over the country.
Serving in the armed forces. So I know the pain, frustration, and isolation that a person goes through and how they must compromise their integrity to serve our country.
People doing amazing things in our community. I'm honored to present a Community Service Award to someone who's served our community for many years, including 3 years as president of Diversionary Theater. Mary Stockton has been vital in raising funds and giving of her own time and money to a number of arts and social service organizations.
I appreciate all of the volunteers and the board members that serve and support and give many, many hours to our organizations.
But first things first, happy Pride Weekend! Here we are, 37 years later in San Diego, and we're still celebrating Pride. We still have a successful organization, and we have a city in which we have 3 elected officials on the city council who are lesbian or gay. First things first, you know, when I was a young man and I had my little group of friends who I went out with, partied with, stayed out all night, and did all those things that we did. We all had our little games, and one of the things that we decided we were 1 year after Pride was getting in, we decided we were going to call ourselves the Thank You Queens, because we wanted to give thanks for being alive, having survived the AIDS crisis, being able to be active in our community and having loving friends and family. So we're thank you queens. So as a thank you queen, I'm going to give a few thanks.
Tonight, we honor two companies that have provided an incredible amount of support of San Diego Pride, which in turn is supporting our LGBT community.
Both Sempra Energy and Qualcomm have received the Human Rights Campaign's highest rating of 100 on their Corporate Equality Index, showing that they are committed to an equal workplace, providing inclusive benefits, serving all customers with the same level of treatment regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity, and developing training and outreach programs with sensitivity towards the LGBT community.
Let me tell you about two people tonight here, Linda and Ron Sanders. These are two members of our straight allies, our straight community. That's right. These are two people here that San Diego Pride is so very happy to give an award to tonight, because these people are representing us, and the Friend of Pride Award, I'm sorry. And let me tell you about their friends. They are members of Scouting for All, an organization dedicated to allowing all people to be scouts and to ending discrimination that we have here in Balboa Park, allowing the Boy Scouts to continue to use city property. They've been part of that for how many years now? Going on 10 years.
Family we have. My daughters, our grandchildren, they're all here tonight. It's all for the kids.
Our next speaker is someone who made us all very proud following his heroics in January. Daniel Hernandez Jr. is a member of the LGBT community from Tucson, Arizona. He's the intern who aided Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords after a gunman opened fire on her and 18 other people at a grocery store. Daniel spoke at the memorial service attended days later by President Obama and was also a guest on his birthday of the President at the State of the Union in Washington.
Visible, which is something that we have not been for far too long. When we are visible, we will keep gaining these victories and make sure that it's not just a piecemeal victory here and a piecemeal victory there. It's going to be a nationwide victory for full marriage equality. We're going to pass ENDA. We are going to end DOMA completely. But if we don't get active and if we're not working to help our allies, because we can't do it alone, you know, we're only about 10% of the population, and we are not going to have those majorities that we need to pass our legislations. So we need to make sure that we're embracing our allies and supporting them in their elections, but also making sure that we are getting ready and teaching our young people who are members of the LGBT community that they can be somebody.
Tonight, I'm really honored to present a special recognition. San Diego lost a true leader as well as an institution last year. Michael Portantino was a longtime publisher of the Gay and Lesbian Times, a publication that we all have used and depended on. It was a source of information. For others, it was a place to get information when they came out.
Thank you for recognizing Tatiana's father and my brother. About 30 years ago, he had a vision that there was one gay community.
Introduce a special guest who's visiting us as part of Pride this weekend. She's going to be our parade grand marshal. You may know her as Elise from Family Ties. Well, Meredith Baxter is here. She is our parade grand marshal.
Well, thank you so much. Sitting up here in the front row, I had no idea there were so many people behind me. I'm glad I hadn't turned around. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow at the parade, but I just wanted to thank everybody for this beautiful award and for being asked to participate in Pride. I've been to many Prides. This is the first one I've been in. I've felt a lot of pride, and I'm thrilled to be here.
And as you can see, our first honoree is a group that certainly stands out in the community. Since 2005, the chapter of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence have raised over $10,000 a year for the community. I mean, $10,000, 20 people. Wearing their trademark nun outfits and painted white faces, the Campy group can be seen all over San Diego. Sister Hecate, oh, there you are, calls manifesting when we are out spreading our fabulousness. Please join me in honoring the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence with the Stonewall Service Award.